Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And folks, we got a hilarious show for you guys here today. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. Make sure y'all go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Anyway, let's get into this topic here. So yesterday, there was a very big pivotal game in the NBA Finals, Game 4 between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers, right? Because this game could have been either the game to pretty much decide whether or not Indiana was going to win the series, or OKC could have a real shot at winning the series after they dropped Game 1, and OKC, due to the buzzer beater, the Halliburton hit, and then Game 2, Pacers won that game pretty well. But yesterday's game was pretty much, they played it all the way to the wire. Right, at points the Pacers went up, at points the Thunder went up, but it went down to the wire, and SGA came up pretty big at the end. He was hitting some clutch free throws, and ultimately they were able to come away with a 111-104 victory. But during the game was being covered by who? ESPN, right, alongside other broadcasting companies, but ESPN was covering the game. Richard Jefferson and Doris Burke, Mike Breen, and these guys were talking about, covering the game and giving you the play-by-play. And during these games that they cover, sometimes they have halftime shows back at their studio. But in games like this, they always tend to have halftime shows, especially the finals, in the arena itself. Which means that during these type of events, you're going to have the big stars out there, the big wigs. And the biggest wig for ESPN is unquestionably Stephen A. Smith. He was there in attendance, right? He was covering the game, suited and booted as he always does. We've seen the videos of him walking through the tunnels. We've all laughed about it. People are saying, he thinks that he's one of the players showing up to the game. Just pretty funny stuff, man. So I went to bed. I saw the game, whatever. I went to bed and I woke up this morning and people were messaging me on IG. Yo, did you see what Kevin Durant did? Kevin Durant is a troll. Did you see what KD did? KD cold for this. KD cold for this. I'm like, well, damn, what did Kevin Durant do? Now, as y'all know, KD and Stephen A. Smith have had a history where they go back and forth. I think the recent comment he made about Stephen A. Smith was when he called him a clown. And then Stephen A. Smith was like, I'm so much of a clown that you invited me to be a part of one of your projects that you produce. A whole bunch of stuff, right? Stephen A. Smith and KD have always had their back and forth. But for whatever reason, there seems to be some footage of Stephen A. Smith during the NBA Finals, sitting in the stands, and instead of watching the game that he's covered for 30 years, as he likes to tell people, instead of him watching the game, the guy was there playing solitaire, and somebody recorded him playing solitaire, and we actually have the footage of this. But before we can show you guys this footage, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. PrizePicks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on PrizePicks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love PrizePicks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to show you guys this footage of Stephen A. Smith playing solitaire. It's only a few seconds. And then we're going to show you guys what Kevin Durant posted. So take a look at this footage here. Okay, fantastic. So you saw that. So apparently KD got a whiff of this and he went to his Instagram account. And I want to show you guys a screenshot of Easy Money Sniper posting a picture of Stephen A. Smith, excuse me, in attendance, playing solitaire. And there's the picture, and he actually posted it on his story of Stephen A. Smith playing solitaire. And I'm like, yo, this cannot be happening, right? So what are my thoughts about this? Okay, first of all, KD is doing this to get at Stephen A. Smith. He's doing it to say, I believe at least, you don't even watch the games. This sport that you talk about, and you have all of these comments where you're shooting from the hip, I don't really believe you pay attention to it. I believe that you go on TV and you say things that are for a hot take, right? Instead of actually thinking this thing through with a critical eye. And here he's showing the evidence in his mind, and I think in the mind of many people, that you have Stephen A. Smith, who's getting paid $100 million, $100 million to talk sports. And the sport that he specializes in is in basketball. And here you have this guy on the job playing solitaire, which is tantamount to one of your colleagues at your office, instead of them focusing on their work and the project that they're supposed to do, and they're high paid, whatever, member of the company. Instead of them doing their work, they're there playing games on their computer. It's tantamount to that. And he's like, so if you're this basketball savant and you don't even watch games when you're in person, how are we supposed to take you seriously? How are you supposed to give a halftime analysis or post-game analysis of a game that you're not even watching while being in the arena? I think that's what Kevin Durant's point. I think that's essentially what he's trying to do there. Now, it's important that I say the following. A lot of these finals games, I'm talking about this series, I have not been paying 100% attention. I think game one, I told you guys, I was on TikTok scrolling through, looking at videos of people slapping monkeys and monkeys slapping people, all kind of crazy stuff. You know, somebody going to say what I mentioned the video. These dudes started being funny in the comments. But anyway, so I was kind of tuning in and tuning out of the game too. But the fundamental difference is I'm not getting paid $100 million a year, $100 million to watch basketball. So I think I have a little bit of leeway. I don't go on TV and tell you guys I'm a basketball savant. I've been covering it for the last 30 years. So I don't have to sit there and watch every second, although I'm pretty much abreast with what's going on in these games for the most part. But then again, I'm not responsible for going on TV and giving a halftime analysis. I'm not, right? If I was being paid $5 million a year to do what Stephen A. Smith does, bro, I'm going to have my eyeballs glued to the court. You're going to see two eyeballs on the court. That's how close I'm going to be watching these games. I'm being funny, obviously, but I'm saying that to say that I would take the job very, very seriously. So when it's time to do, or give my analysis, I can give you guys a well thought out, a well-informed take. But to also be fair, Stephen A. Smith has probably been doing this for a very long time, man. He's been doing this for a very long time, and maybe he's just like, bro, I'm bored. And we don't know if that's what other people do as well. We saw him do that, but who's to say that other people that cover these games and do these halftime shows and post-game shows, pre-game shows, that they don't do the same thing, that they're not 100% locked into what's going on. Who knows? Now, there are people that are glued to the TV. Like, I'll give you guys an example, Skip Bayless. How do I know Skip Bayless watches pretty much every single dribble of these games that he covers? Because he gives you the play-by-play to the minute. At this point, at 3 minutes and 24 seconds in the fourth quarter, so he watches it to the, like, if you remember some of those first take in FS1 days, when he would go through his analysis after his partner would have spoken, he gives you like play-by-play. So you can tell that's somebody that's not only watching games, but also I used to do that a lot too during playoff games. I usually do that for series I'm covering, right? But if I'm not really covering a series, I'm not going that far. But hey, KD threw it at Stephen A. Smith. And y'all better believe, Stephen A. Smith going to respond to this. Y'all already know. I'm putting $5 on it that he's going to Anyway, man, I'm going to catch y'all later. Y'all have a good one. I'm out. Peace.